Hi, welcome to Dash Learning. Today we are going to see a chapter Improvement in Food Resources for Class 9 Science. Introduction. All living organisms need food for health, growth and development. Food provides nutrients like carbohydrates, fats, protein, vitamins and minerals. Both plants and animals are major source of food. India has a high population of more than 1 billion and is still growing. To feed this growing population, we need more than a quarter of a billion tons of grain per year. This can be done by farming on more land, but India is already intensively cultivated. Hence, it is necessary to increase the efficiency of production for both crops and livestock. Efforts made to meet the increase in food demands, Green Revolution and White Revolution. First, we can see the Green Revolution. Green Revolution is a program introduced in many countries to increase food production by use of modern technology, proper irrigation, and improved seeds. Next one is White Revolution. White Revolution is a program in India to increase production of milk in India. This program made India self-sufficient in production of milk. The introduction of this revolution had led to an increased use of natural resources, hence now sustainable methods of increasing crops and livestock efficiency are also required. Improvements in crop yields. Types of crops. Cereals, they include crops like wheat, rice, maize, barley, etc. They provide us carbohydrate. Next, pulses, they include legumes such as gram, pea, black gram, green gram, etc. They provide us proteins. Then oil seeds like soya beans, groundnut, sesame, etc. They give fats. The next category is vegetables, spices and fruits. In that carrot, cinnamon, orange, spinach, etc. they are included, and they give us minerals, vitamins and small amount of carbohydrates, fat and proteins. These are some examples. The next topic is crop seasons. Different crops require different conditions, temperature, moisture, etc. Different photo periods for their growth and completing life cycle. The two types of crop seasons are, there are two types, Kharif season and Rabi season. First we take the Kharif season. These crops grow during rainy season, June to October. Example, black gram, green gram, PGNP, rice, paddy, etc. The second one is Rabi season. These crops are grown during September to April. Rabi crops are known as winter crops. Example, wheat, gram, peas, mustard, etc. The next one is activities that leads to improvement in the crop yield. Crop variety improvement, crop production improvement, crop protection management. First, crop variety improvement. In that, factor by which variety improvement can be done are good and health seeds, hybridization. Hybridization is nothing but it is the process of crossing between two or more genetically dissimilar plants to produce a new variety with good properties of both the crops. There are some other methods to improve the crop yield. The second one is intervarietal between two varieties of a plant, interspecies specific between two specifics belonging to same genes, and intergenetic between two species of different genera. And why do we want to need to perform a crop variety improvement? The answer is to increase the productive of the crop per acre. Improvement quality of crops produced vary from crop to crop. Crop production reduced due to biotic and abiotic factors, where varieties resist to these factors can improve crop production. Crops which can grow in different conditions will help in setting high production. The next one is crop protection management. It involves different practices carried out by farmers to achieve high standards of crop production. The different practices are the different practices are nutrient management, irrigation, cropping patterns. The first one is nutrient management. Plants have to necessarily want 16 essential nutrients. They are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, etc. And they got that from air, water, soil. The plant get nutrient from air or carbon and oxygen, from water hydrogen and oxygen, from soil it got macronutrients nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sulfur, and also micronutrients like iron, magnesium, boron, zinc, copper, and chlorine. What happens if plants lack in these nutrients? The yield may be affected as plants would not be able to reproduce. Plants' growth can be affected, plants can get diseases easily. How can we increase the yield? By providing all nutrients to the plants. The best way is using manure. To increase the yield, the soil can be enriched by supplying nutrients in the form of manure and fertilizers. Manure is a source of organic matter. It supplies small quantity of nutrients to the soil. It is prepared by the decomposition of. Here some features of manure. Manure mainly contains organic matters which increase the fertility of the soil. It also contains nutrients in small quantity which are then supplied to the soil on adding manure. The soil structures also enrich is due to manure. It tends to hold more amount of water. The organic matter avoids waterlogging and drainage in clay soil. Manure is purely organic, hence using more manure is completely healthy for the plants as well as the environment. Using manure is a way to recycle farm waste. Then what is composing? The process in which animals excreta like cow dung, kitchen waste, plant remains, waste food, sewage, waste, etc. are decomposed in pit is known as composting. Here is some chart to show that. There is also a type called vermicompost. Compost prepared by using earthworms to hasten the process of decomposition of plants and animals' refuse is called vermicompost. Here is some difference between compost and vermicompost. Now we are going to shortly see about green manure. Some plants like sun hemp, guar, etc. are grown and after sometimes mulched by ploughing in the field. These green plants turn into green manures. They are rich in nitrogen and phosphorus. So these plants are called green manure. So these are some examples of green green plants. The another one type is using fertilizers. Fertilizers are artificial materials that are produced on a commercial based or natural substances that ensure nutrition benefits to the soil. They have large amount of nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Fertilizers are easily absorbed by the plants since they are soluble in water. It is costly. These are some fertilizers. Some precautions with fertilizers. Fertilizers should be applied in a proper amount as an excess of fertilizers is not good for the plants as well as soil. Proper precautions regarding the time of applying fertilizers should be taken. Excess use of fertilizers can lead to water pollution as the extra fertilizers get wasted away during irrigation. Excess use of fertilizers can destroy the fertility of the soil as well. Here some differences between manure and fertilizers. What is organic farming? A farming practices which involves no use of artificial chemicals, fertilizers, and pesticides, and completely relies upon organic matter is known as organic farming. Organic farming uses healthy cropping systems such as crop rotation, intercropping, and mixed cropping. Organic matters used in organic farming are manure, biogens such as blue-green algae, biofertilizers, neem leaves and turmeric as biopesticides. Here are some tricks using in organic farming. The next important topic is irrigation. The process of supplying water to the crop plants is called irrigation. Method of irrigations. Two types of wells. Dug wells. In dug wells, water is collected by bullock operated devices or by pumps. At the same time, tube wells also there. It's make very deep underground water available for irrigation. Motor pumps is used to lift water. The second one is canals. These get water from large rivers. Rivers lift system. In this system, water is directly taken from rivers through pumps. This system is used for irrigation in areas close to the river. Tanks also used. Next one is rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting is a sufficient method to capture the rainwater and use for the irrigation. And this also prevents soil erosion. This is a picture of irrigation. Sometimes there will be a drought because of no rainfall. The scarcity of water or low rainfall often results in drought conditions. If farmers do not use any irrigation methods and only rely on rainfalls, drought poses a serious threat to the crops. Areas with light soils also tends to face drought like conditions as soil cannot retain water. Here some irrigation methods. Wells, and this is canals, and the next system is river lift system, and this is tank system. This is the rainwater harvesting. In this, the rainwater falls on the roof, and this is go to the pipe and it go to the underwater tank, and also it is used for irrigation methods. And there are some cropping patterns. Different cropping patterns are used by farmers in order to increase the crop yield. Mixed cropping, intercropping, and crop rotation are some examples. First we can see the mixed cropping. It is a cropping pattern in which two or more crops are grown together in the same field. The main aim of this cropping method is to ensure some held even if one of the crop fails to grow properly. The seeds of different crops are combined and planted together. Some fertilizers are used for all the crops. For example, wheat and mustard, groundnut and sunflower. The next system is intercropping. It is a cropping method in which two or more crops are grown together in a field, but it is a specific pattern. The seeds of these crops are not combined before plantation. Both the crops used different kinds of fertilizers depending upon their own requirement. The main objective of this method is ensure the maximum production of the crops. Since the crops have different nutrients requirement, they would use maximum nutrients from the soil. Diseases and pests would also not easily spread to all the crops. For example, soya beans and maize, finger millets and cowpea. Crop rotation is the another system. In this cropping method, different types of crops are chosen and irrigated on the same piece of land simultaneously. The rotation of crops depend upon the soil climate and water retains of the soil. How is crop rotation useful? Farmers grow the same crop on the land for long times. The same nutrients kept on depleting from the soil, which leads to a decrease in the soil fertility. But when crops will different nutritionally requirements are grown, the soil nutrients get enriched and the fertility of the land is maintained. Different crops are not suspected to all kinds of pests and diseases. Planting different crops on rotation can lead to a better yield. Crop rotation also a reduction in the number of fertilizers and pesticides on the fields. This is the system of crop rotation. The next one is crop protection management. Weed control methods. When weedicides are sprayed on the fields that can kill them as they do not harm any crops. Weeds can be unrooted manually by the farmers. The unwanted plants in the cultivational field is known as the weeds. Using different methods, crop rotation and intercropping also reduce the chance of growing weeds. So the remaining portion of this chapter will be uploaded in the second video. Thank you. Thank you for watching.